Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about President Trump's nightmare scenario for the 2020 presidential election. I think this is his worst case scenario to occur on election night. So basically, this would be a Biden landslide in the Electoral College. And I just wanted to talk about what this would look like if Biden would truly have a landslide victory. So as of now, Trump is on the path to something like this. I do not think that Biden would really have as large of a victory as he would have on this map. However, I do think that if coronavirus cases were to spike right before the election, along with more and more Black Lives Matter protests all around the country, I think this would definitely become more and more possible for the election in 2020. So first, I'm just going to fill in the safe Democratic states. This would give him 209 electoral votes with Washington, D.C. The states of Virginia and New Mexico, I've moved up from likely to safe for Joe Biden, just because I think that these, typically 10, 11 point margins in a Biden victory would go up to over 15. For Donald Trump, only 7 safe states for him that I give him, in his nightmare scenario, and only 37 electoral votes from his safe states. These being the states of West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, the two Dakotas, Wyoming, and Idaho. And looking at Joe Biden's likely states in a scenario like this, I think Nevada, Minnesota, and New Hampshire, these 3 states all went to Hillary Clinton in 2016. And I think that in 2020, in this scenario right here, I think he would be able to carry these states again, however, by a much larger margin. And then looking at the Maine's at-large vote and Maine's first district vote, I think he will also be able to improve on Hillary Clinton's margin in 2016. So this puts him at exactly 232 electoral votes, the amount of electoral votes that, Hillary Clinton won in 2016. In addition to that, I think Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida will be likely Democratic states. What's surprising is that he actually has a likely margin in the polling in all 3 of these states, but, in a real, very possible electoral map, I do not think that this would happen. However, in this hypothetical map, with, Joe Biden overperforming in basically every state, this would definitely be possible. And then looking at Biden's lean states, the states of Arizona, Ohio, and North Carolina, along with the state of Wisconsin, I think would definitely be lean states for Joe Biden. I think he would actually win all 4 of these states, if Donald Trump's presidency would not, improve in the next couple of months with, tilt to lean margins. However, I think that in this scenario, definitely lean margins for Joe Biden is very possible in these 4 states. Along with that, I will give the 2 swing congressional districts to Joe Biden with lean margins, the 2nd district of Nebraska and the 2nd district of Maine. I think that Joe Biden will definitely be able to flip these 2 congressional districts. And then for Donald Trump, his likely states, Montana, I think will be a likely state, along with the state of Nebraska. With the exception of Nebraska's 2nd district. I think Kansas and Oklahoma definitely likely Democratic states. I think that Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, I think will actually, only become just, lean Republican states in the 2020 election, in Donald Trump's worst case scenario. Along with the state of Utah, I think only a lean categorization I can give for Donald Trump in 2020. And then in the state of Alaska, I think lean as well, along with the Deep South and Utah. And then in the state of Illinois, I think a likely margin is more likely just because this is Mike Pence's home state. I think it will, definitely help Trump in this state just because it's his vice president's home state. Looking at the state of Missouri, I think will only be a tilt state for Donald Trump, along with the state of South Carolina. This is just because these states, they do go to the Republican Party in basically every election. However, by 6-7% margins, I think that Biden would definitely be able to improve by 5-6 points in these 2 states. So I think that a tilt margin is more likely in the states of Missouri and South Carolina. And then looking at the states of Iowa, Texas, and Georgia, I think a tilt margin is the most likely in these 3 states. I think that he would definitely be able to flip these 3 states in a Biden landslide scenario. I think that Texas, for the first time, would go to the Democratic Party, giving Joe Biden, the 38, electoral votes from the state of Texas. First time winning this state in 4 decades for a Democrat. I think this would be a monumentous occasion for the Democratic Party, as of course the last Democrat to win this state was Jimmy Carter all the way back in 1976. And looking at the states of Iowa and Georgia, I think these states very narrowly would go to Joe Biden in the scenario. Biden has actually led in polls in all 3 of these states. However, as of now, Biden only leads in the state of Texas. He has dropped down below Trump in Iowa and Georgia as of now. but I think that this is definitely a possible map if Joe Biden were to have a landslide victory, if, the things that I said before were to occur right before election night. So first, I would like to actually thank you guys all for 400 subscribers. We're almost at 500. So if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate that. And in the next couple of days, I will be having my official election predictions for the president, as well as my Senate election predictions coming out in the beginning of the month of August. Now this video took, it's been 2 hours of recording just to get this, so I will be using this recording because it's just been taking way too long. I don't know why. I'm just speaking a little weird today, but hopefully that improves tomorrow. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing as well as liking this video. As well as that, please check out my other videos, and I will see you in the next one.